Have you ever seen someone who looked perfect on screen, but in real life was actually a deeply complicated person? A man who almost completely failed at family life. 121 years ago, on May 16th, one of Hollywood's greatest legends was born. His name was Henry Fonda, famous for playing moral, principled characters in American cinema. One moment deeply shaped his life. As a teenager, he witnessed the lynching of a black man by a mob. Many believe that experience shaped his sense of justice, and later influenced the roles he chose in Hollywood. Before acting, Henry studied journalism and worked ordinary jobs. He entered theater after being encouraged by local art communities in Omaha. From there, he moved to New York and slowly became one of America's biggest stars. By the 1940s, he was already famous for films like The Grapes of Wrath and later 12 Angry Men. But behind all of that, his personal life was far more difficult. His most important marriage was to Frances Ford Seymour, the mother of Jane Fonda and Peter Fonda. In 1950, Frances' desperate life. After struggling with severe mental illness, Jane and Peter were still children. They needed answers. They needed comfort. Yet Henry almost never talked about the tragedy with them. And what hurt Jane even more was learning the details of her mother's death from magazines, not from her own father. Their emotional relationship became extremely distant. Henry was disciplined, private, patriotic. Meanwhile, Jane became a vocal anti-Vietnam War activist. In 1972, she traveled to North Vietnam and earned the nickname Hanel Jane. Henry was upset. Jane stayed stubborn. They drifted further apart, though they never completely cut ties. Emotionally, there was a massive distance between them for years. In 1981, Henry and Jane starred together in On Golden Pond. The movie told the story of a cold father and a daughter desperately wanting acceptance from him. They weren't just acting anymore. It felt like a recreation of their real lives, full of emotion, pain, and tears. Slowly, their relationship improved. Jane was around 43 years old at the time, a cold father and a daughter who had spent her whole life seeking his approval, finally began to understand each other. And that movie became Henry Fonda's final film. Ironically, it also earned him his very first Academy Award for Best Actor. But by then, Henry was already extremely ill. He was too weak to attend the ceremony himself, so Jane accepted the Oscar on behalf of her father. Only a few months later, on August 12, 1982, Henry Fonda passed away at the age of 77. Making peace with his daughter became his greatest gift, and maybe that meant more than the Oscar itself. In memoriam, Henry Fonda.